Ooh. You know, I have a really fun filter we can go through today on Instagram.
Filter.
Yeah, there's a filter that rolls any submission that comes up. Just out of fun, I thought that would be a good idea. Let's go with story, and it's this one. So this was made by Carl the Worm on Instagram. Carl is a friend of ours. I don't know. Do you know him?
Which Carl?
Carl. Glasses, purple belt. Is training a while in Oslo. Yeah, probably not.
Probably not. And if I do, and you hear this, I'm very sorry.
There's a lot of Carls out there, though. So I mean, he's excused in that way. Okay, let's see. So it's like this. See, what guard will I play?
Show the camera.
I can show people in the camera here. So can they see it?
No, you can only see the bottom of your head.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go. So it's like, what guard will I play today? So we're just. Oh no! I thought there was a submission one. Oh, Williams guard. Okay. So apparently, oh man, the focus. Can it go? So there's the Williams guard. Let's try something from there. I'm not a huge fan. Like I used to do more of the Williams guard. Sup? What up, man? CK. I mean, that's the thing about usernames. You never know who it is. It could be any CK. But everything's good. We're just testing out the live. And since I rolled on to Williams guard, I'll just go through some stuff that I like.
Do you know what it is?
Yes, Sean Williams. He does the Williams guard. But I mean, it's very close to rubber guard or gubber guard, if you guys have heard of it. Let's take it from here, close guard here. And so the Williams guard is basically coming here and grabbing the, so you're going with the arm behind the thigh here, and you're going to grab the back of his collar. And this is kind of like keeping the position here. And so after that, you can basically start moving this bottom leg into triangles. You can start pushing on the bicep here on the other side to enable you to break his posture. You can go into the omoplata and so on, right? The thing about this position is I feel like it's very exposed to people jumping over to this side here. If you want to jump over to omoplata, or the omoplata defense, you know, when you jump over me. No, not completely like rolling, but stepping over. Like, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, if you're good enough at controlling this position, it shouldn't be a problem. But that's usually what I have an issue with when I try to play this from this position. But the cool thing is that if the lapel is loose, you can start setting up a little bit of a different kind of attacks. Like you could go for the rubber guard, or even more like the gubber guard here, where you can go over your own leg here and start grabbing this lapel, right? Ultimately, you would want to switch it in front of his neck, and here you have some chokes. You have a pretty nice sweep where you start going this way, because with this grip here, I can start working to come up on my elbow and do a technical stand-up as well. Whoop. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I love the Williams guard. It's a good one, good for MMA. Yeah, for sure. I imagine, like, I'm not an MMA guy, but I imagine like for breaking their posture and stopping them from punching you, or at least getting into positions that potentially can give them a lot of punching power. Oh yeah, and of course you don't have to have the collar in the Gable guard. No, the Williams guard, you can grab your own palm as well and use hand to hand there, right? But I feel if you're in the gi, having that collar enables you to have a free arm, and this gives you some other choices as well. Oh, Nice, you got a notification. But do you have the bell on? That's the question.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Nice. Is there anything else we should do while we're doing this live stream testing thing? Well, there's a slight delay though. But I mean, it's pretty cool. Well, we should do this more. Should I do it one more time? Okay, first I'm just gonna post it on trying live. Can you show some pressure passing? Oh man, weakness now. Yeah, I can do some pressure passing. My favorite.
Thank you.
My favorite is actually something that I got from a guy named Alvaro. He's a black belt at Frontline here at Frontline under Eduardo Rios, and he has this very nice style of passing over the thigh on one side and kind of like I'll show you guys basically. So typically, what I like to start from is the La Riva, right? And a lot of the times, what I'm fighting for here is just stepping out to the side, pushing this leg to the down to my ankle, basically. And at the same time, I'm going to go under with this arm and swim here. So you kind of end up in this pressuring position here, right? And so, yes, with very flexible people, you might have the yeah, that's how it is sometimes. But I mean, this is good that we tested out, and so hopefully it's gonna be a lot easier for us to do it next time. Anyways, yeah. Well, we should do it again then. Ah. Well, I'll just skip the intro here and just start showing straight away. Now the sound should stick, so it shouldn't be a problem. Let's go a little bit back. You know, it's probably because Christian didn't want me to do pressure passes, so the microphone was like, "Oh yes, finally." So Della Riva, that's my favorite way to set it up. He's hooking my thigh. I step to the side. I push his knee to the floor, or specifically the shin. The knee is kind of like it's not as good as pushing the shin. The shin kind of pushes the whole leg, whereas the knee just pushes the knee, and then he can still push his heel up. So I like to always go for the shin here. Now, make sure to always step out to the side and then push, right? Now I'm going to go under with this arm, hooking around his thigh, and now I come into the pressure position here, right? Talking about hooking behind the knee here, pointing my knee in. This way I'm kind of like compact and always pressuring in towards him. This arm goes around his thigh, and I'm always using my weight here to make it uncomfortable for him, right? On this side, I'm making sure to be active with this leg so it's not on the floor here, because then it's easy for him to start pushing me down to this side. Whereas if I'm actively using this leg here to push in towards him, I'm basically ready for him to push this way, right? So I'm making a nice stable base here. And from this position, just talking about the reactions from this leg here, a lot of the times it's either he's going to push down this way or he's going to push in towards me, okay? And the first one, when he pushes down, is the perfect timing for me to throw this arm over, okay? Two things can happen, whether his arm is inside or he's outside. If it's outside, I'm just going to go down beside his belly. If it's inside, I might go more of like a Kimura kind of setup here, right? So the timing anyways is when he's kicking this leg, I throw it, and now I make sure, let's turn. I make sure that this foot doesn't leave until this one is out, right? So now it's safe. Once this is out, I can dehook this leg here. And now I just go around the thighs, and here we go, either to side control or all the way to north-south position, depending on how much resistance or the guy's turning in towards or how it is. Yeah, let's just check. Sound when you're the sound is still good, right? Just so we know that we haven't screwed up one more time. Give me a second here. Can you participate in your gym's advanced classes as a drop in? Oh yeah, the sound is good. That's good. Uh, Technically, yes, but now we're not open, so no. We're, we don't have any classes at the moment except for like solo drill classes. Just going through a different variation here. So still in the same position, but this time he pushes me this way. So now I'm gonna start looking to throw this arm over to the other side here, right? Watch how I'm throwing his leg over. I can now either just go straight into like a leg drive position, which is perhaps the easiest, or I can start looking for the opposite collar here and start pressuring my way into the side control, right? Later on, you might have to face some guys that are going to step on the floor, for example, with this leg and start inverting over to this position here. And then it will be important that I manage to bring his hips up so I can either grab the pants or I can start looking for the collar on the opposite side if it's loose and try to pull it around his hips here, right? This is also something that you have to think about according to the rules. Like recently, we watched the Abu Dhabi World Pro, where according to the rules, you can't grab inside the pants. So then you would have to work, for example, with this grip here instead with the collar, right? So this would be a replacement here to do exactly the kind of the same job. But for my preference, I would go always here if I can. And then you could kind of use this uh, leg here to kind of make a stable grip where you can lean your wrist on top of the knee here, right? So you're always pointing this leg in towards it, and you have a nice position to start stacking and putting pressure. Essentially, you're just basically putting your weight until he kind of gives up, and there you go, right? You don't want to overcommit too much because that creates some space on your hips, and then he might be able to escape it. And also, sorry, you end up in a kind of like a good paper cut setup there with the collar on the opposite side as well. Okay, sound is good. Nice. Um, yeah. Anything else before we thank this live session? I guess. Oh, I got a hair in my mouth. I think I'm gonna blame it on you, Christian.
How dare you?
Uh, Trying. Let me just post this message here. Tube. There we go. If you have anything that you want me to do over under defense, uh, because here's something that we've been having a lot of fun with. Is what's the difference between under over and over under? And what we've concluded with basically is how your arm kind of laces through the legs. But what did he write? He wrote over under, right? Yeah. So that's the one that I like. But Christian has the one that he likes. Just so we can clarify this. And if you guys have any better idea, then please write it in the comments here. So what we say is that this is over and under, right? Whereas this is under and over. So this would be a different pass than this one. But the names are so similar and I mess them up all the time. And some people call this like a punching pass if you make a fist and push it on the floor. But I mean, names are names in the end, right? But over under defense, right? We can't switch, but I mean, just let's talk about the top position here first. And the thing you will see a lot is my mission here on top is basically to make Christian's hips flat on the floor, and I want to get his legs straight and stand parallel with him, right? So I will plant this shoulder down to this hip, and I will plant my face on the side on the other hip here. So when I do that, I'm pinning his hips to the floor here. And watch his leg here. His leg can curl up like this once I'm on my side, but as soon as I walk down here, his leg is going to be straight, which allows me to step over and start to go for my pass. So when I'm here, I go down to start going for the pass. And Once you know that, let's switch positions. You can kind of understand what Christian is looking for, right? And the first thing you want to make sure of is that he doesn't get you flat all the way down here. Uh, One is, let's say he was really good and somehow got to this position in the beginning, then of course you can fight your way out of there. You can start working underhooking here, trying to push the head away, start working some attacks in this arm. But preferably, I would start by defending and pushing his head away and preventing it from ever getting too deep, right? And let's just talk about the frames here first. Uh, I would use I will use this arm here to frame up against his head, and I'll use my thigh on the outside to kind of help reinforce this forearm. So this helps me to keep him here and keep myself on my side here, right? As soon as I've made at least a little bit of space, I can switch to the other hand if I want to, right? It depends really on where I want to go further with this, basically. Let's say if you want to go with an overhook kind of attack, let's turn a little bit to this side, or no, whoa, 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 whoa. Here. So let's say we're here, right? And I got my other hand in. Now this allows me to get this arm over his armpit, right? And now I can kick and start coming to this position here where his arm is essentially between my legs and I'm kind of behind his back here, right? You can start attacking from the back. You can start working for, I don't know, like arm bars and all of the kind of little platas here as well, right? So I would, I would, and we're back. Nice, nice, thanks. Over. Yeah. I mean, anything more specific you guys want? Yeah. Yeah, we have 5 people left watching actually. You guys sticked along. Thank you. Great, thanks. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah. Nah, okay. So we're gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this testing live session thing. And yeah, hopefully we will do it soon again with less problems. Here we have one last question here, one in-depth overview on how to set up passes. We're gonna have to do a long video on that one. I'm not gonna take that one today. Sorry, as this is gonna be the end of the stream. But it's cool that you write it because we're probably gonna do that later on. And I mean, there's so much difference between loose passing and stack passing and tight passing. And I feel like the key there is usually being able to transition from one to the other. Basically, I should maybe look into the camera. That's something I can work with. Guys, don't forget to thumbs up. Yeah, please don't forget the thumbs up. Thanks for all the content. Us. And yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for subscribing and being there and commenting. It's been a fun journey so far. I mean, we've made over 114 videos at least. So take care, guys. Christian here is a little bit impatient. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys another time. Us.